Hi everyone, welcome to Irfan CFPS YouTube channel. In today's class, we shall go through different type of sprinklers used in firefighting systems as per NFPA 13. Please note that there are several different models, finishes and temperature ratings for sprinklers which are used to meet design requirements. These sprinklers come in brass construction with chrome coating, natural brass finish or custom color finish. There are sprinkler models suitable for specific requirements and hazards. Sprinklers shall be UL listed and FM approved as per NFPA 13. Let's begin our class with various types of sprinklers used in the fire protection industry. Let's have a look. We have upright sprinkler, pendant sprinkler, and sidewall sprinkler. These three types of sprinklers are basically used in every project. Apart from this, we have different type of pendant sprinklers such as recessed pendant sprinkler, concealed pendant sprinkler, and flush pendant sprinkler. These three type of sprinklers are used based on the client requirements or project specification requirements. The orientation for the upright sprinkler, as you can see from the figure, is upside, and the orientation for the pendant is downwards, and for the sidewall the orientation is on side. We shall discuss the flow patterns in our next class. In next slide we will discuss the sprinkler components in detail. Let's go through the sprinkler components. We shall consider recessed type pendant sprinkler, as you can see on our screen. Here we have shown total 5 components: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This first component is not mandatory. Please note that this component is not mandatory. This is called as Eustachian or Eustachian plate. This will be considered based on the project specification requirement. And number 2 is the orifice cap through which the water flows, and number 3 is the fusible element or thermosensitive operating element, which can be bulb or any filament, and number 4 is the frame arms or the sprinkler frame, and number 5 is the deflector through which the water flows in various patterns. Based on the deflector design only the water flows. So to summarize, sprinklers consist of a threaded frame, as you can see the point number 4, with a specific waterway or orifice size, which is point number 2, and a deflector for distributing water in a specified pattern, the point number 5. So a closed or sealed sprinklers refers to a complete assembly including the thermosensitive operating element. And we have open sprinklers also, but open sprinklers does not use an operating element and is open at all times, so we will not find any bulb or any filament on the sprinkler for open sprinklers. So the distribution of water is intended to extinguish a fire or to control its spread. Let's look at sprinkler characteristics. We have thermal sensitivity, number 2 temperature rating, number 3 orifice size, number 4 installation orientation, number 5 water distribution characteristics, and number 6 special service conditions. We shall go through about these characteristics in our next slide. Thermal sensitivity. Thermal sensitivity is a measure of how fast the thermal element in a sprinkler operates. Let's have a look at two upright sprinklers. as you can see on your screen, number 1 and number 2. This upright sprinkler is quick response type, and this upright sprinkler is standard response type. So in quick response, the upright sprinkler has 3 mm bulb. So in standard response, the upright sprinkler has 5 mm bulb. So this is the only difference in quick response and standard response type sprinklers. Okay, so the thermal sensitivity, as you can see on your screen, measures how fast the thermal element, here the thermal element is 5 mm bulb in standard response and 3 mm bulb in quick response. So how fast the thermal element in sprinkler operates. Apart from this, there is one more terminology called RTI, which is response time index. For standard response, the RTI is 80 meters seconds, and for fast response or quick response, the RTI is 50 meters seconds, and for special response, the range is between fast and standard response. Please note that the sprinkler's RTI is for the operating element of a sprinkler and not the time of operation in a particular installation. Let's look at the second characteristic of a sprinkler, that is temperature rating. Temperature ratings are chosen specific to the maximum ceiling temperature they are expected to be exposed to. Sprinklers are color coded to provide a ready means of identifying the temperature classifications of their operating elements, as you can see on your screen. Let's have a look at the temperature ratings, classifications and color codings which are mentioned in NFPA 13. As you can see on your screen, there are various sprinklers shown, in which we have red color bulb, orange bulb, yellow color bulb, green bulb, blue bulb, purple bulb, and also black color bulb. So by looking at the sprinkler bulb color, we can say what is the temperature rating of this particular sprinkler based on this table which is available in NFPA 13. For example, if the maximum ceiling temperature is 38 degrees centigrade, then we will consider the sprinkler temperature rating in between 57 to 77 degrees centigrade. In general, we have in the market 68 degrees centigrade temperature rating sprinkler. Okay, and the temperature classification as per this table is ordinary. And the glass bulb color, you can see here the glass bulb color, we can have orange or red color. This color code which is mentioned here, it will be on the sprinkler frame, marked on the sprinkler frame. Please don't get confused with this color code and this glass bulb color. Clearly you have to note that this color code is referring to the color which is marked on the frame, and this color is referring to the bulb color. So by looking at the bulb, we can say the temperature rating of the sprinkler. Now for example, we have the temperature rating in the power plant, let's say is about 149 degrees centigrade, then we will consider this as extra high temperature classification, and the temperature range can be in between 163 to 191 degrees centigrade for the sprinkler, and the color of the glass bulb shall be purple. Okay, and all these sprinklers shall be UL listed or FM approved as per NFPA 13. Now let's go through the next characteristic of a sprinkler, that is orifice size. Orifice size is the size of the sprinkler opening through which the water flows. We have a formula in order to calculate the flow from one sprinkler. Q is equal to K root P. Here Q is the flow from a sprinkler and K is the orifice size, which is constant, and P is the pressure in PSI, let's say. So NFPA 13 has a table which shows the nominal K factors and the thread type used based on the K factor. For example, you have 5.6 K factor be considered as a standard. Then the orifice size or the thread type has to be half inch. Okay, let's consider one example in which we consider K as 5.6 and pressure we consider as 7 psi, which is the minimum psi required as per NFPA 13 at one sprinkler. So now Q is equal to K root P. Based on this formula, we will enter Q is equal to 5.6 into root 7. So let's draw Q is equal to 5.6 K factor into root 7. So if you calculate, we will get about 14. So the unit will be GPM when we consider pressure in PSI and nominal K factor. As you can see here from the table, GPM per PSI whole power half. So whenever we want to calculate flow from any sprinkler, we need to use Q is equal to K root P. So you will get the flow from one sprinklers. Let's go through one more characteristic, that is installation orientation of sprinklers. So there are standard orientation for any sprinkler, as we discussed in our earlier slides, that the orientation for the upright is that the deflector is above the frame, so the orientation will be upright, and for the pendant sprinkler the orientation is downwards, the deflector will be downwards and below the frame, and for the side wall sprinkler the orientation is on the side of a wall, the deflector will be on the side. As we told you in our earlier slide that there are various types of pendant sprinklers, which is called as combination of sprinkler with some cover plate. Here as you can see we have concealed pendant, flush pendant and recessed pendant. All these three sprinklers are pendant type only, but here you have escutcheon plate and you have some other kind of plate which is called as flush plate, and here you have concealed plate. Till now we have discussed about 6 characteristics of sprinklers. Let's have a look at the final characteristic of a sprinkler, that is special service conditions. In unique circumstances there are various type of sprinklers that are used. So it means in special cases we have different kind of sprinklers that will be used. Let's go through various other sprinklers and nozzles that can also be installed in particular circumstances based on the project specifications requirements or NFPA 13 standard or local authority regulations. Here in this slide we will go through residential sprinklers and nozzles. Residential sprinklers may be sidewall or pendant, and basically they are used in dwellings and adjoining corridors. These are limited to wet systems unless listed for dry or pre-action systems. These are life safety devices and are not interchangeable with commercial sprinklers in most cases. As you can see on your screen, there are various sprinkler nozzles or spray nozzles. Basically, nozzle is a device for use in applications requiring special water discharge patterns, directional spray, or other unusual discharge characteristics. Regarding these nozzles, we have separate code which is NFPA 15, specifically designed for water spray fixed systems. Let's go through quickly about special sprinklers. We have corrosion resistant sprinklers that can be of wax coated type, corrosion resistant type, or special corrosion or loading protection sprinkler type. These are all various special sprinklers. Corrosion resistant sprinklers, please note it is very important to use right sprinkler for right condition. These sprinklers are found in locations such as metallurgical smelters, power plants, semiconductor fabrication facilities, and chemical processing plants. These are used in locations where chemicals, moisture, or other corrosive vapor exists. One alternative way to use special sprinklers in a harsh environment is to use standard sprinklers but protect them. There are various other special sprinklers such as dry sprinklers, institutional sprinklers, intermediate level sprinklers, and pilot line detectors. Basically, these sprinklers are used in special conditions as per the project requirements. Have a look at dry sprinklers. Dry sprinklers are filled with pressurized air or nitrogen and equipped with a differential valve. These are typically installed where temperatures cannot be maintained at a minimum of 4 degrees centigrade. Let's have a look at institutional sprinklers. These are special sprinklers and called as tamper resistant sprinklers. These are made to meet the special requirements of correctional facilities and mental health institutions. Basically, these are installed in jails, and also these sprinklers helps eliminate the opportunity for individuals to injure themselves or others by removing pieces of sprinklers itself. Have a look at intermediate level sprinklers. These are also called as rack storage sprinklers, basically installed in between the racks and used where operating elements must be shielded from the water spray of higher elevation sprinklers. Now we shall go through pilot line detectors. These are thermostatic fixed temperature detectors and are used as a detector to release the main valve pneumatically or hydraulically to control the flow of water into a fire protection system. When these detectors activate, they allow water or air pressure to escape the pilot line, which activates the valve controlling water into the system. These pilot line detectors can be discussed in our future classes in very much great detail. This will be our last slide in which we will have a look at Eustachian plates and cover plates. On your screen you can see the recessed Eustachian plate along with the sprinkler is installed on the false ceiling, and you have a concealed pendant sprinkler which has a cover plate assembly connected to the sprinkler unit. Please note that these Eustachian plates and the cover plates must be part of the listed sprinkler assembly. So As per NFPA 13, these devices can be used to cover the space around a sprinkler, but it must be part of the UL listed sprinkler assembly. Hey guys, thank you for watching my video. In next class we shall go through other sprinkler system components like pipes, valves, fire department connections, hose connections and gauges, etc. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel Irfan CFPS. Thank you all. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to learn more on fire protection systems. Make sure to hit the subscription button below and click on the notification icon to get the updates. Thank you once again. Bye.